Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of When I Was Your Age. I'm your host, Roland Parker, and it is a joy, pleasure, and a treat to have you here today, as always. Really excited today about today's guests, Darnecia and Paul from the Boringham Podcast. They've been a big part of why I was motivated to do this podcast in the first place, and I'm really love what they put out on their podcast. So I'm excited to chop it up with them today and learn a little bit more about what they do and why they do it. A little bit of housekeeping. Make sure to follow the Instagram at WIWYA pod. Thank you so much for the support. We're currently at 354 followers, which is a far cry from the first episode. And I'm very thankful for all the ways that you guys are showing up and supporting. Make sure to send in your questions via DMs or email. Either way, if you've got something that you want me to ask a guest, I'd be happy to integrate it into the podcast. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys in. Here, let's do it this way. Perfect.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Guys, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm good.
Nice, good deal. What have you guys been into as of late?
In what way?
Today or in life?
Just like maybe in the past weekends, you have any like trips that you took or anything like that?
I'll let you go first.
Well, I haven't really been doing too much. Just been chilling, catching up on Black Mirror, is it?
Oh,
on Netflix. So I really haven't been doing too much. Been kind of boring week for me.
And boring hand.
Yeah.
I'm getting married, so that just takes up all my time. So
okay, and so when are you getting married? What is the date?
September 30th.
September 30th. I love that. That's awesome. That's
good
deal. Yeah, so excited for you guys. I'm sure that just kind of knowing you all, that'll be event of the year. So really excited for that and you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so let's kind of get into it and get to know you guys a little bit more. I'll kind of ask this question and you guys can just take turns answering. This first one I ask everybody, and I think we already kind of know the answer, but where are you from and then where do you currently live?
Birmingham and Birmingham.
Yeah, same.
It's a ditto.
Raised in Birmingham. We live in Birmingham currently. So
nice.
Do you want to be specific though? Like, do you want to be like, we're from Bombrook or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so I was raised in Centerpoint, but then I grew up in Oak Mountain.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was born in like Woodlawn, and then I moved to Ainsley, where I reside now.
Nice, good deal.
I don't know what reside over there. That's something to talk to our community leaders.
Damn mayor.
Okay, nice. It's a good deal. So tell me then, what do you do? I would say so you could touch on the project that you share together, obviously Boringham, and then if you want to talk about, separate stuff, then I'd be happy to hear that as well.
Okay, so I'll go first. So
okay.
So after graduating in college, I did PRs for this marketing firm. Then I got fired during COVID. So now I do just regular 9 to 5. Just trying to survive, honestly. But yeah, I did PR. Now I just do regular like customer service.
Nice.
And he's good at it. He's good at PR and he's good at customer service.
Dude, so. It's no joke. Like just trying to interact with people when like obviously you've got like a better understanding of like what your company is doing and they just like can't grasp it at all. It's like it can be like a little like frustrating. That's my experience. Like, have you had any like crazy like customer interactions where they just like don't get it or?
Well, they never get it, honestly. Because I think they think that we're just like supposed to like tailor to them, which I guess we provide a service. We don't provide like, I don't know.
We're not your therapist.
It's not just your therapist. We're not your mama or your daddy. We're not supposed to make things magically happen. We're not God, honestly.
Yeah. And you also can't like change the whole framework of this, what the service is. And if people don't have like a full understanding of what it is, then they just
And two, like humans, we just want everything fast and right now. And like,
and
when it doesn't work for you, you're like.
And honestly, in customer service and also PR, I experienced the same thing. People clients can be very pushy, customers can be very pushy. Like everything's just about like, I don't know, it's just very, like you said, instant. Everyone just wants something right now. It's never any like, it's not an art to anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to PR for like to be like creative and like tell stories and bring spark conversations or whatnot and help like people broadcast their brands, but it's honestly just people I don't know, it's just kind of like a rat race. Everyone's just trying to get to the next, like I guess 100 followers or 1 million followers or like 100 likes. Like it's just very like ungenuine. So
yeah, it's the destination seems more important than the process like within, and like it's I can appreciate what you said. Like there's not like a lot of artistry to some of that stuff. Yeah. I
just integrity, I would say as well. So
yeah.
What about you?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
He goes,
I thought we was recording our podcast.
I usually do that. We'll go like, okay, you next. Like, what you got?
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, like my job kind of sectors into like my hobby a little bit because I recruit for a company out of Miami.
Okay.
I kind of don't like who I'm interviewing though. I'm not gonna say the company and I'm not gonna say what the jobs are. Sure. But yeah, it's cool, I guess.
So are you interviewing like individuals like for jobs like staffing kind of thing, or okay.
So like I'm basically like an HR person too. Like I'll do like their onboarding paperwork, I'll do their background paperwork, like if they have drug tests, like I'll be the one that, looks and like tell them they're good or they're not good. So
gotcha.
But yeah, that's what I basically do. And
nice.
it kind of with this. So
nice, good. So salute. I'm also in HR, kind of in a generalist kind of function. So that's I can relate to that in a little bit. It's it's a lot. It's hard. So one of the big things for me lately is just like trying to like get people to like finalize their paperwork, because we like do everything like digitally, and I'm like, hey, like this is required. Like I need you to do this, otherwise like there's a compliance issue. Like please, like finalize it.
I've gotten to the point where I'm just like okay with like booting them. Like I'll be like, you have 3 days. Like that is your stand. And if you don't do it in 3 days, then I'm just gonna like disposition you out. Yep.
Boundaries,
yeah. I gotta create boundaries with my clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. Good deal. So let's see here. Next question. We touched on this a little bit with the Black Mirror, but what piece of media are you currently enjoying? So be that a book, podcast, TV show. What are you guys like listening to, watching? What's up with that?
It's right up our alley.
Oh, it's right up our alley because like we're all into pop culture. So
yeah,
just honestly, I consume every type of media, to be quite honest. If it's like me listening to a podcast, I'm listening to a podcast. If it's me watching a YouTube video, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video. I don't know. I'm just so into pop culture. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing at some points.
Is it any like shows or anything in particular that you're like going through? Like you mentioned Black Mirror, like anything that you're like before you settle down, like for bed, like what show are you watching or anything like that?
I started this podcast called I'm Not Fat But Not Skinny. And it seems problematic, but she's all about pop culture. Like she's interviewed Kim Kardashian, like she's interviewed housewives and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like up my alley of like the type of thing that I would listen to, like if I'm working. I don't really watch much TV when I go to bed. Sure. But most stuff I watch is just like chaotic, like girls fighting, Zeus Network.
Yeah. Okay.
Just drama. But what have you been?
Well, I've been listening to a podcast as well, or watching a podcast because they have a YouTube show. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's with Tank and Jay Valentine's called R&B Money, and they just talk about music, like R&B music, but just music in general. And they talk about like guests on who like are like veterans in the music industry, and they just talk about how they started. They talk about like just like the complexities of music and whatnot. So I really enjoy that. And I also been watching. Well, last night I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta season 4 to be specific.
To be exact.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I love watching reality TV because it's a great way to escape.
Yeah,
like
no doubt.
Like weird stuff like Black Mirror, like horror. I love that, like something that can take me to a different place. Or
I feel that.
I'm looking forward to American Horror Story. Honestly, when that is
truthfully
chef kiss always.
I'm not like a diehard like American Horror Story it's a fan, but like there was like one semester in college that like we would like it's a get set up in like somebody's room, and it would be like a whole bunch of us like getting ready to watch it and kind of like debrief after. But the one that my wife and I just finished was the Ultimatum Queer Love. And we just wrapped that one up, and dude, talk about messy. It's
is the cast all of like lesbians?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so like the premise is it's that one person in the partnership has issued an ultimatum to the other and saying like, hey, like propose to me or we're done. So they go, they're there, and then they switch partners for like 3 weeks, and they live with this other person for 3 weeks, and then they go back and live with their original partner for 3 weeks, and at the end of that they decide whether or not they're gonna like get engaged or like leave alone or leave with a completely different person.
Honestly, Roland, we love that show. We haven't watched the recent like the queer version, but we love that.
I watched it. Who was the bitch with? Oh wait,
you're good. Go for it.
Who was the girl with the really big forehead that was dating Xander?
Oh wow, I cannot get her name. Vanessa.
Yes. Do you like her? Like, do you think she's evil?
I was not a fan initially, and then kind of a little bit later, I like felt for her a little bit more. I won't spoil anything if you've not yet watched it for anybody listening, but I felt like there were some things that she was working through. Just the initial approach to the show, she seemed like way too excited to like be talking to everybody else.
Yeah, she thought this was like a festival.
Yeah, it seemed like just not the right attitude for. I would never put myself in that position because I'm very happy with my marriage, and like I think even if I was in a place like that, I would not operate well in that environment at all. But she seemed like way too amped up to like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go date around, and then like was just surprised at any other connection.
Partner felt with other people. Yeah. Anyways,
all right, so I don't think I can fall in love with someone in 4 weeks.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's
all fake, but it's good to watch.
Do y'all think y'all could do it on The Bachelor because it's like 2 or 3 months though?
Yeah.
I think I could too.
Not enough to marry someone because
I feel like
after 6 months, that's when you really know someone.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
I would date, but I want to get on one knee. Yeah. If I were to do.
No bended knee over here.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll kind of out my wife a little bit. So we had been dating for about a month, and she said, "Hey, I love you," and I like was kind of aware that I was like starting to feel that way, but it still scared me a little bit, and so I was like, "Hey, we should think about this." It was yeah, it was.
I feel bad for that though.
Right.
Yeah.
But we laugh about it now, but it was like it was like we didn't know each other for that long up until that point. So a little bit about us: we met in college, like we were in the same orientation group. We started dating like 2 weeks into school, and which was great because I was kind of deathly afraid of the dating experience in college anyway. But then, that's my partner, that's my person, mother of my kids. So
Oh, that's sweet.
Worked out really well.
Like maybe she really did. I mean, look at you now. Y'all are together and have kids.
Love
like
at
she
first
knew.
sight,
Yeah.
So I mean, it could happen.
What's your zodiac sign?
It's a what do you think it is?
He's like a witch, basically.
Oh man, is it water?
It's a I don't know well enough. I'm a Leo.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I'm a Leo too.
Interesting.
It's a yep. It's August 4th is my birthday. So
really? Cool.
I'm not really in tune with how that plays
I feel like
into it.
he
And
might be you right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a conversation with someone who and they were describing me, and I was kind of nodding along, and then I was like, that's not it at all. They were like completely off base. So I'm not sure what they were missing, but that they were like just telling me, oh, you love to be the center of attention. I was like, yes, I really do.
Yeah.
There's more factors to it because it's like
it's a whole thing. It's just not. I think most people just go off like your sun sign, which everyone knows. Like if your birthday is on September 3rd, it means you're a Virgo. You know, that type of thing. But it goes deeper than that. So you might
There's some more components.
Yeah, for sure.
But you for sure don't present that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good deal. So I'll have to dive into it a little more and see where we stand.
Sure.
And if you want to dive into it, a good app to download is CoStar. It'll tell you everything. All you need to know is just where you're born, right, and the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good beginner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Okay. This is a question that I've liked asking people is, what is something that you would consider a luxurious necessity? So something that is maybe integrated into your routine, kind of blurs the line between something I need and something I want. A lot of people answer like a nice cup of coffee, but it could be something else. What is that to you?
Well, for me, it had to be something that connects to like beauty or something, or
Okay.
like I guess self-care more. So I guess I just have to have like I got this new shea butter, whipped shea butter, and I'm obsessed with it. But it was kind of expensive. But like I enjoy like splurging on things like that. They have to be like, just like keeping myself looking a certain way, or just keeping myself feeling good about myself or whatnot. And also I but weekly I buy incense.
Okay.
Strange. Yeah, strangely. So like anything that has to do with my senses, I splurge on.
Yeah, I like the candle one because I'm totally like that as well. I think mine would possibly be, this is about to seem like so conceited, but my phone maybe, because I mean, just the ability that I have in this device is kind of crazy. Like if I'm hungry and I don't have a car, order some food. If I don't have a car, I need to get somewhere, call an Uber. It's kind of just really nice that I have the accessibility to do a lot on this. You know what I'm saying?
For that. Yeah, definitely. That's like there's like so many different like services you can bring into it. Yeah, like I don't really use like Uber a lot or like Lyft or anything, but like we traveled recently for a wedding, and it was just like so nice to like not have to worry about like driving back like from this wedding, and it was like a bunch of like friends from college, and it was like, wow, like yeah. It's a completely different way of living, and just like so many different ways that plays out. No, I think phone's a great answer. I like this question a lot. Is do you currently
question too?
What's that?
You gotta answer it.
I gotta answer it. Luxurious necessity. Let's see. I really have got to have coffee like in the morning. So lately it's been I'll make like a big batch of cold brew. It's like a giant like mason jar, and then like a metal like filter that goes through the middle. And I'll like set it up like the day before, and it's kind of going all day, and then I'll like set it up and I'll pour it in my cup and dilute it a little bit with water and microwave it, just because I don't have to like brew like a fresh cup every day. Like I can just pull it out, pour it, and microwave it and like set it up however I want it to be. And it's easy to like integrate like into when I'm like rolling out of bed and like trying to like get stuff ready before the girls are up. So that's
it's like
good.
like a routine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, that or it's we have an espresso machine too. So I like having my like 2 little cups, and then Gray will like when I'm finished, she'll like to like play with it and kind of like she'll like it's a kind of like scoop out like the remaining like foam like after and kind of like lick it and like not really like it. But then like when Tabby has like her latte and it's like been sweetened a bit, she'll just like go to town and like eat like all like the frothed like milk and everything.
That's cool. Children.
It's children. They're gosh, they were a lot today, but it's just the nature of it. What do you currently have any bits that you're doing? I like this question a lot because I feel like I've seen it a lot on TikTok. Is like people will list off like their different like inside jokes that they have with themselves, and they'll just say it no matter what environment that they're in. But do you have like a bit that you're doing? It's a for humor or for other purposes?
Nobody got time for that. I don't know.
No.
Do the police one where it's just like
what you mean by bit? Do you mean just like something that you think is funny or?
Yeah, and kind of like a recurring thing as well. So like for me, a big one is if somebody says something and it kind of applies, I'll say, "Oh, that was my nickname in high school," and it's like kind of the same as that's what she said, but I'll just say like it. Oh man, like that was a spicy sandwich or something like that. That was my nickname in high school. Like just like whatever like whenever it comes up, like we happen on some words that it makes sense for, I'll throw it out there and people will be like, was it really? Or like it's a kind of checking that way. But that I was introduced to that by my like freshman year roommate, and he would say it, and then I've kind of continued that on since meeting him.
I don't think we have a bit, but I mean, I always tell Paul like we're getting old. Like if we do anything, we're like, damn, you getting old. Like because we've known each other forever.
We do. I don't know if I was talking to you about this, but I kind of have a bit lately. I'm not sure this is just like a black thing, but like every time something goes wrong, I'm just like, that's the devil. Like
yeah.
Perfect.
That's guy.
Some inconvenience. Oh, that was the devil.
We did talk last week. Yeah.
Nice. So, that's good. Yeah. I love that. That's good.
That one
perfect. That was nothing but the devil.
Okay. And this has been a good one for me as well, is if you had the opportunity to replace the national anthem with any song on your playlist, what song are you going to make the national anthem?
It would probably be a 3 6 Mafia song for me. It can be I'm fine with that.
What you mean?
What's the song?
I don't know what it would be. I haven't thought about this before.
That's a good question.
I would say my serious answer might be this new song I've been listening to like every morning. I think it has like the best affirmations in it. It's by this singer, Cleo Soul.
That is Cleo. Yeah.
It's called "Don't Let It Go to Your Head." And it's just a really good affirmation. Just talks about like it says something like you're supposed to be here. You were meant to be here. You have things to do. So I think everyone in America has things to do.
Nice. So a good like grounding kind of song. Yeah. So you mentioned it as part of your morning routine.
Yeah.
America Has a Problem by Beyonce would probably be a great.
Okay.
That was gonna be my unserious thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Both apply, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they have like two like. They don't have two national anthems. They have like two like I don't know like patriotic songs they play like at big games and things like that. America's a Beautiful and like
I thought can we all say something? Did y'all think that was corny as hell during the
during what?
Like just like us to be like everyone rise. Like I don't know, it felt like kind of robotic a little bit.
During like a sports like outing? Or
I think
are you just saying like she's just talking about?
Oh, are you talking about the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, is that what we're talking about? What are we saying?
I said the national anthem, but that would be that's also a good prompt. Is what would you? It's a maybe a like a monologue. Would you replace the Pledge of Allegiance with?
Ooh,
It's I think the what is it, the opening to Love So which would be hilarious as the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
It's
well,
I'll give you a good example. So kind of one of the ideas for this prompt was the the picture of Nicki Minaj with like on the American flag, and she's like saluting and everything. Okay, so multiple answers from Jasmine and my friend Blair, they both answered super bass was one that they would replace it with.
Jasmine's obsessed.
She's a barb for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, that was one of her answers. She gave several good ones. But yeah, that was kind of the thinking for this question.
Like, jump one time, stomp one time. Everybody
clap your hands. That's a slide.
What song is that?
I don't know what.
The cha-cha slide?
Yes, that's it.
Nice.
I would play that in the morning, honestly. I think it gives everyone energy and blood flowing.
Yeah,
I wish they played that over the intercom instead, and then everyone just got up and got a little exercise in.
Right, and then
there you go.
Gym.
That's you could turn the whole day around.
Yeah,
that's get it started, set the tone. I like that.
For sure.
Why did Michelle Obama think of that during her time?
Why did Michelle Obama change our lunch menu? That's the gag. That was a weird time.
Okay, wait. So I'm trying to think of like, did you guys see like a real like impact of like when whatever policy that she introduced to like what it looked like in the lunchroom for you? Because I don't know if I like recall if there was anything that I noticed was like insanely like different necessarily, but I remember that was like a big initiative for her.
So what I noticed was Oak Mountain did not have a salad bar, and instantly we got a salad bar. The little rectangle pieces became triangles, and there's no more Crispitos.
Okay.
So as you can tell, I like to eat. Obviously, I paid attention to that shit.
That's it. I mean, the Crispitos, I was not like a huge like Crispito person. Like I enjoyed them, but there were people around me that would go like really obsessed, just like they'd maybe walk a little bit faster like on Crispito day to the lunchroom.
No, I'm not that person, but I did enjoy them though.
Yeah, I was too focused on not sitting alone at lunch, so like I didn't care about it. Eventually,
I feel like you're lying.
For the first year, I sat alone. I think for the first like semester. So,
okay. I sat with Darnecia for a long time too, because I went to Oak Mountain. Yeah. But yeah,
it's a nice good. Yeah, what was like sitting at lunch like for you guys? Was it like kind of crowded and packed in? Like I felt like for some reason our lunchroom, like the ceiling was kind of low. Like I felt like a little like claustrophobic. And like I don't know that I recognized that until now, but I just like felt like squeezed in.
I don't know. I mean, my lunchroom was pretty like, I think we had little circle like bench things.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like a bench, like a long bench. It was like little circles. So I felt pretty comfortable when I was sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty like, okay. The tables were good. They were all connected.
Yeah.
So,
so at the actual table, I was fine, but it felt like the space was like encroaching upon me, like from the top a little. Yeah.
Big to me, our lunchroom.
We had a big lunchroom. It's a lot of memories in my lunchroom for high school. I went to like an inner city school, so there was like so much going on, and we had like food fights.
Really?
Frequently, like at some point. So I remember that. And we also like a big window too, so we can see outside while we eat. But other than that, just Just yeah.
But was it big enough to where like you're not getting hit with food if you weren't participating, or were you getting hit with food?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Well, I was ducking and dodging, so I wasn't getting hit.
Right.
Honestly,
other people maybe. Me personally, no. I could never get hit.
Mostly the professor, the teachers, and like the faculty was getting hit by food. I think they were the target. I believe.
Oh, I thought you were about to say they were the ones initiating. I was like, what in the world?
That would be crazy.
That's weird. I thought we had like it was crazy. We had to eat like for like a week. We ate like paper sack lunches because of that incident
to like prevent it.
Yeah, it changed our whole lunch, how our lunch like looked, because now we had like we always had a schedule, but like it was more like blocks. So like the lunchroom was not crowded. Like you just went with like maybe 2 other classes versus like maybe like 8 classes at one time.
That sucks.
So it was very weird.
Did it stay like that throughout all high school?
It stayed for a moment, for a while.
Yeah,
that way.
Did y'all have a favorite dish in high school though?
I really loved like the chicken nuggets. I don't know. I don't remember if they're actually good or not, but I would look forward to it for sure. And whatever the frozen like peach cup, like it always just had like a little bit of like ice to it. That was just like the perfect like little treat like that. If I saw those in the lineup, like that was coming home with me for sure.
Okay, big man.
Yeah. I used to love breakfast in elementary school. By the time high school, I never went breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you were asking like what? Oh yeah, but I didn't make it in time for breakfast during high school.
Me too. That was late. Yeah.
And one day I decided to be like risky and drop the bus, so I caught breakfast that day.
And it wasn't giving like middle school.
No, it's just like cereal and like milk and maybe like toast or something.
It was like just like Holiday Inn, kind of like you turn the wheel and get like some Raisin Bran, and yeah, I feel that.
A complimentary breakfast though at the hotel.
It's yeah.
Ladies go, they work hard. Like they be clocked in early. Like I think earlier than the teachers maybe.
Yeah.
Like they're really killing it.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Do you guys have like a relationship with your lunch ladies? Our lunch ladies were like pretty like beloved.
I like my lunch ladies. I don't remember my name. I mean, ooh. I don't remember their names. And I do not remember my lunchroom code.
I do remember my lunch man. Well, it was a man.
It was just one man.
Yeah. Well,
what?
I guess he's like the lead cook or whatnot.
The chef.
Okay.
His name was Mr. Easton. This is when I went to Catholic school, and yeah. The weird thing about it, we had a poor diet. Like we had like hot wings. And, like aside from like the regular menu, because they didn't go like on like I guess the usual I guess diet from like public schools.
That's cool.
Yeah, we have lemon pepper wings, hot wings, barbecue wings, and on like Lent we have fried fish and fried shrimp.
Wow, y'all really showed out.
It was like a buffet, honestly.
Dude,
like
that's sick. No, I don't remember anything outstanding like that. I remember one lunch lady's name was Miss Wanda. And like everybody loved her, but she's just like, I mean, just like stone cold, like it's like put your number in, baby, and like it's
to the point.
That was it. Yeah, and we just kind of like rush it through, but like everybody like connected with her like because of that for some reason. I remember my like code like didn't go in like for one time for some reason. And I go and I get all the way to my table and I sit down and she like comes over and she's like, who? That's like, where's Rollin? I need him to come back and put in his code. And I was like, I just like didn't even correct her. Like it wasn't. I just like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll come with you and I'll get it fixed. But a lot of my friends referred to me as Rollin from that point on, just because they thought it was so funny that Miss Wanda did.
Called you out.
Yeah. All right. Well, kind of getting into it a little bit further. I'd like to know how did you guys meet? Because I've, in hearing you guys on the podcast, it's apparent your relationship and your connection and everything. And that's one thing that I love to hear, is it makes me feel like I'm a part of it. And I find myself responding to that. So I've, I don't know, to me, that's like one measure of a good podcast, is that you find yourself responding, you feel like you're a part of the conversation. And I have that in listening to you guys. But how did you meet, and how did that relationship start?
Go ahead, Paul. It's not long, but yeah, I'll make it long, but I feel like you can make it short.
We met at 20 when we were in college, and we had the same retail job at Forever 21. And we just kind of like instantly liked each other. Yeah. He didn't like me at first, though. It's not that I didn't like you. I just thought she had some questionable attire.
Okay. Well, what was questionable about the attire?
Her sneakers. They were.
So I had like. Okay, go ahead.
Well, this is before the whole dingy, I guess,
aesthetic was a thing.
So I really didn't understand it, because like I come from like a background like where your shoes have to be clean and like pristine and whatnot, and yeah, it just kind of made me feel like, why would she wear those?
I had some like really dirty forces that I just didn't clean, but like I was just like, oh my gosh, this is aesthetic. Like I'm walking in them, they're just shoes. It
makes sense.
It makes sense. Like if you think about it, but like in Black culture, like for real, like you will get clowned if you don't have like nice shoes. You will.
Well, that's so fun. That's so funny now, because I feel like the thing now is to have like as beat up as you can get them, like forces and like Vans and like even like Converse and stuff like that. So, but that's funny. I feel like I've heard that you guys talk about this a little on the podcast, and it's kind of coming back to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we kind of related over the fact that we wanted to go to, I guess, a festival together, or just like
hang out. I think
we were both like really young then, so we just like, what a party at, And
we were just trying to be outside.
And one day, I think you invited me to go to a party with you somewhere, and then it was just really fun, and we just kicked it from then.
Yeah.
And then we also
we also were in the same classes in like college. Like we were majoring in somewhat of the same things. Like I was broadcast media, you were public relations. So
I was broadcast media at that time.
Yeah. I stayed. Well, no, I changed it too.
Yeah, we both changed.
Yeah, we both changed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So there's some overlap too. You would see each other on campus, and like.
We didn't see each other until like 2 years, because I was
really
in college at first, and she was at UAB perhaps. Or were you going? You going to a different community college?
So I went to like Jeff State my freshman year, and then sophomore year I was at UAB, and then I feel like sophomore year you went to UAB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we still didn't see each other like that unless we were in class, because like. I was just trying to get the hell on. Yeah. UAB was too big and it was so hot. There was just so much going on. And I was just stressed. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then so what college then were you at together? Were you connected and like actually like would see each other?
UAB.
Yeah.
We would connect outside of college though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were hanging out or whatnot, and we were like sharing like birthdays together. Before we actually went to school together, and then after that, kind of got more closer.
Yeah, so like 21 really like stamped it for us.
Gotcha. Okay. Good deal. But the initial connection though comes from Forever 21 and working at the same spot.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
They wanted to do the same things. Like we both wanted to do like broadcasting, like TRL, like 106 Park type of
like Terrence and Roxy.
Yeah.
That's
how the podcast came, that was the second best thing. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. It's a shout out to all the work friends. I feel like it's a special kind of connection. It's for sure. I've got some people that it's different. It's different than like high school friends or college friends. Like necessarily, it's like you're like folding shirts and you're like, oh my gosh, isn't this terrible or something, like just something like that. But
the older I get though, I don't really want to be friends with people I work with though. I feel like when I was younger, I really was like searching, like I have to have a work friend. If I don't, it's going to be miserable. But now like I do not talk to any of my coworkers. Like I'm
really?
Well, being older, where were you meet new people besides work or?
I guess like a workout class or I don't
know,
your kids.
Average person is like 30 and up probably will have to just meet friends to work unless they're just like a sociable person. But
yeah.
That's like a
work people.
I work remote, so I don't know nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I'm like, I don't really.
Yeah, I work remote too, and so that it's just like not the same kind of opportunity to meet people. I also like am just like not the best at it right now because it was like graduating college, COVID, having kids, and then I was like, dang, like I don't know how to socialize anymore. Like it was like all those things back to back. I was like, oh man, I'm like bad at this, which is like I don't know. Did you guys notice like did COVID or is it the events like surrounding, did that have an effect on like how you related to friends or just like people our age?
Truly. Oh, for clarity reasons for yourself and Tabitha, like y'all were super cool when I met y'all.
Nice. So, thank you. That's good to hear.
We're together?
No, I met him at Avondale Brewery, right?
Yeah. That's right. So I forget exactly the group of friends that we would have been with, but so I went to high school with Sam, her fiance.
Okay.
It's a Vestavia baby, kind of K through 12.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot your question. You were saying something that interrupted you, I feel like.
I'm forgetting. So did you notice like a difference in the way that you related to people or like made friends like in and around and after COVID? Like
I noticed like before COVID, I was really like sociable and I'm just like, oh my God, I have to talk to this person that just walked in the room, like make them feel welcome. But now I'm just kind of just being like in the back burner, just like if I talk to him, I talk to him. If I don't, I don't. So it's kind of, I'm more like reserved now, and being okay with that. Yeah. Than as before.
Yeah. I guess for me, I was like more so an introvert or I guess an extrovert, introvert or whatnot. And so it just made me more introverted. I just rarely talk to a lot of people that I don't know. I mean, that's new.
I am too now.
So not really many new connections, if I'm being honest. Now I'm thinking about it. Well, meaningful connections,
yeah. So yeah, I feel for me too. I like so I was already a homebody, but it just kind of like solidified that even more. And like I don't know. I do aim to like go out and like be like a little adventurous, especially when I've got like a babysitter and everything. But it's hard. Like we saw Sam and Darnecia when Sam was playing at Saturn one time, and we like unfortunately like didn't even get to see him like go on because it was like our first night. Like it was like our first thing that we were doing after we had moved to Birmingham, where we didn't have the kids. And we like by the time it hit like 9:30, we were like looking at each other and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. We gotta go.
That's so
yeah, we've gotten much better. We've got like after having some practice, we've gotten much better at it. But even still, it's like I don't know. I just don't have it in me in the same way.
I don't even think like honestly, like, do y'all really want to do that? Like with you, you do want to have meaningful connections, I bet. Yeah. But like for you, like you don't have to change your sleeping schedule. Like stick to the same sleeping schedule if you want to,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I would say there's like an element of FOMO too, of like, it's admit people that are the same age, maybe different stages of life, just wanting to connect with them, or even just like keeping up with friends that I've had like from high school and college that like I didn't have the same opportunity to hang out with because I didn't live in Birmingham. And now it's like, oh, like I'm here, maybe I should like try and make an effort to go out to these places and connect with them. But it's hard still.
For sure.
I think it's probably the opposite for those people who are probably more sociable because they could be single or whatnot. they probably looking at everyone else like everyone's like more like reserved now, or more like, you know, doing things that doesn't require them to be at a club at 3 a.m. in the morning anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Whatnot. So I think it's just like we miss what we don't have currently. So it's like the grass is always green on the other side. So
yeah,
type vibe, I think.
And it's crazy too, because I have some friends that still are in that nightlife stage, and like I'm in a different stage in my life. You know, I'm engaged. You know, like I'm doing all these things, and you too.
You be in the streets.
I be in the streets. Look, I do be outside.
Before it's for like,
but I'll be home by like 11, 12.
Yeah.
And I even fast pushing it, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
But I have friends that are literally still like staying up till like 3, staying up till like 5 and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't need my lifestyle no more. I'd rather sleep. Like if it's storming outside, I'm not going outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A little bit of it for me is that like, it kind of loops back to like the name of your podcast, but like I remember referring to Birmingham as Boringham because like I didn't feel like there was anything to do like growing up, and like now for one thing I'm old enough to drink, and then for two, like there are so many more like restaurants and businesses and breweries and like cool spots to be in Birmingham now that I'm like, dang, like I feel like I've missed out on that a little bit now. And I want to go rediscover like the city that I grew up in. But the only places I really know to go to are like the McWayne Center. So it's like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, Maya Well's really cool if you've never been there.
Okay. Say it again. Sorry.
Maya Well is a tequila bar.
Okay. Nice.
Kinda. And that's like one of my favorite places I like to go.
Nice.
So. I think that's the culture of Birmingham now, just very like, I guess, alcohol friendly. Mm-hmm. I think everything is like you can get a beer here, you can get some
yeah, you can walk in Lakeview with your like drinks now, apparently. Yeah.
But besides things that require drinks, like now you can go to a baseball game, and which is fun.
Oh, we got a football team, right? I think like there's things like that. It's like really progressing really nicely.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we kind of you kind of like saw like the first sight of that when we were like 20. We saw that like Birmingham was like moving to a different speed.
Yeah,
and we were getting so many like attractions now. And it's like breweries and like just the baseball museum, the historical Black baseball museum,
or that
things
skate
like
park. That's amazing.
Yeah,
skating in the park and stuff like that. It's like, if you don't want to do anything that's like required drinking, we have like so much.
There's options, yeah.
Yeah, so just like that's why we made the podcast to kind of like share that part.
Yeah, show like Birmingham really isn't as boring as you think. You just really don't know what to do.
Or the people.
Or be y'all, like you or like whoever.
Yeah, the people. Yeah, and we focus a lot more on like individuals. That's in Birmingham. Like we did. If some people, some of your followers or listeners might know, like Steve-O or whatnot.
Yeah.
We interview him, and like he's doing so many things now. Because when we were interviewing him, he was
only artist.
Yeah,
he's still creative, but just only like
a different
type
lane.
of right.
No, that's awesome. And like I was like 100% exposed to him like through you guys. Like I had like didn't have that connection and like following him before. And like that's been like a few other guests that you guys have had as well. And it kind of like for me like rekindled like a friendship that I had with Jasmine too, was like being able to just like talk about like our experience like on the track team at Vestavia and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I've really enjoyed about listening to you guys is like I have some of the context of like growing up in Birmingham that like I can appreciate some elements, but I'm also learning from the things that you guys are bringing forward too, and like new places to go and to eat and to like grab a drink and stuff like that. So yeah, that's so tell me a little bit though. We've touched on it kind of, but how did you arrive at the name Boringham? Did you did you also like grow up like thinking of Birmingham that way, or even saying the word Boringham? Like, how did that name come up for you?
Someone was gonna steal it at one point, so we kind of had to like take it back. So I remember that.
Yeah. So with the name, I don't really remember saying that when I growing up. I remember it being like said around me. I think for me, it's more so like I didn't think Birmingham had any cool people. I thought I had to like travel like to New York or to somewhere up north or like out west to be able to meet like-minded people. But as I got older and was able to branch out on my own and choose my own circles or whatnot, then I was able to find like-minded people and saw that we had like some interesting people who connected like with me through like creativity or like was it music or just like the way we think and the way our morals and values. So that's kind of how I arrived to the name. I guess we were just kind of like bouncing things back and forth.
Yeah.
Those are my sentiments from it.
I mean, that's kind of, I'm on the same type of vibe as that too. Like, growing up, I just thought that there wasn't anybody cool in Birmingham, or there honestly wasn't like any cool things to do. But in reality, it's just like, I'm young and I don't have a car, or like I'm young, don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just living in Birmingham and just growing up in Birmingham, you realize that like, it's a little gemstone. It's really cute and really nice and has really cool people actually. Just had to grow into it. And I bet that's with any city, to be quite honest. So
yeah, absolutely. But it's exciting to see that kind of like pride emerge like from people our age. Like I see it more and more where people are like, they're going to like a Stallions game or like Legion game or just in general, like proud to be like in and around like different spots in Birmingham. And it's
live here too, you know, like coming from like different states, being like, I want to live in Birmingham. I think that's really cool. Yeah,
because that was like what you just mentioned is like a completely like foreign like idea to me. Like, what, you want to move to like where I'm from? Like, it just doesn't, like if you were from like Atlanta or New York or LA, like those are destinations that people move to. I get that, but like you want to move to Birmingham? Like it was weird like coming to grips with that idea.
I fuck with it so hard though. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll stop cussing on here too if you want me to.
It's you're good. We'll throw on the explicit tag. I'm not worried about it.
Okay, sick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So what impact have you seen yourself making like with the podcast? I like to ask this question. Be that, you know, just followers or people like reaching out or the guests that you've had on. What have you seen yourself? How have you seen yourselves having an impact on others or just the community that you're in?
Definitely a good conversation piece when speaking with someone, because a lot of people want to talk and a lot of people want to be heard about, you know, what they're doing and what they got going on. So I feel like it's cool to be the mesh between the person and what their talent is and broadcasting it to them. So I feel like it's all been positive in my eyes. I don't know. People might talk shit about us, to be quite honest. No idea. Who knows?
No, I don't think so.
Well, for me, like I think we got like a good buzz when we first like dropped that we were doing the podcast. But I think just the moments when you said like it inspired you to start a podcast, we get that a lot from like friends and just people that's like, you know, close to us or whatnot.
Yeah.
So just being able to inspire people to want to do something like podcast, even though like we not really doing like mega numbers right now. But seeing that ecosystem is which I want to create of just like having like a circle of people that like are creative and just have like some type of positive initiative that they're pushing. So for me, that's kind of why I kind of got inspired and keep trying to like do more. And also just being able to see the like different people who might listen, because we have like some
you'll be
listeners,
so surprised.
like surprised who just, you know, out of like the number, like people who are listening, like people, moms are listening.
I know, like that lady.
Whoa, okay.
Our DM, she's like, love the new episode. Like that's what makes me want to keep going. Like things like, and what you said too, Roland, like that was just like, oh, that's so nice, you know. So we're not consistent and we have so much going on, but
it's hard. It's hard to like prioritize it too when it's like this is something that I'm passionate about and like want to like do and create. I'm like not really like getting paid for it right now, and it's like maybe that's something in the future for you guys. I would kind of hope so. But also like there's just like value in like you guys like creating a loop of like inspiration, I think, and like people interacting with it and relating to it, and you know, having that conversation piece of like, oh my gosh, you have a podcast, like I haven't listened, or I love this episode. It's just like that's an awesome thing to hear. What's something that you guys what's something that comes naturally to you when you're recording and interacting with each other? Like what's maybe a topic that you just bounce off of each other really well, or just a way that you're interacting? What's something that you feel like you do well in that sense?
I think it's just, I mean, we are a pop culture podcast for the most part. Although we do, you know, highlight Birmingham and everything, but most of the time we're talking about, you know, what's going on like in the press right now. So, I mean, most of the time when I go to him, he already knows what's going on too. Yeah. So it's always really easy for us to like go ahead and bounce off of each other because like I'll say a topic and he's already read about it or he's already heard about it. So it's just like, flows really well for me.
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why we thought about doing a podcast as well, because the way that we communicate and flow, it just was interesting to me. And so I was like, I wonder how this would translate like through video or like on audio. But I think just the fact that we are friends, like the conversations are mostly real. You know, of course we leave some things out because we don't need to say everything, but for the most part, it's very genuine and very real. Yeah. And also I think what we do very well is like humor. That's why our podcast is about like making sure that certain voices are heard in Birmingham, and the fact that people know like the cool things that's going on here, but as well as just having like a sense of like relief, you know, for a person's like giving a person a sense of a relief, like doing that after work or whatnot. Absolutely. Just so I wanted to feel like you're just sitting down with us and we're having a wine or whatnot. Yeah, like sure. We're friends. We're all friends, and that's like that. It's just like genuineness. I think we just do like having like natural conversations very well.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. Gotcha. Well,
before we go, Roland. Well, for your next question, do you want a co-host one day, or you want to just be you?
I'm unsure. I think it would be cool to have somebody to bounce ideas off of and have like a different perspective to share. So like maybe at some point it would be cool to have like a guest host or something like that. But I don't know. What I've really liked about doing this by myself so far is that I have people that I'm interacting with in just like different pockets of my life, like people that I've known from summer camp or from college or high school or like church growing up, or like just different things like that. They're all like interacting with what I'm putting out like in a different way. And so that's been really cool. But I think it probably would be cool to see that. How would it affect everything to have somebody else doing that, like to the factor of them too, like to have somebody else that's also, they have other people with their own pockets of life that are interacting in that way. So I don't know. That's a good question. I think
you're great. I would do this as long as I can. Yeah. I mean, be yourself.
I think one of the I guess you can focus more on certain topics. Like you can really like drill in. Because with us, we have to kind of like share like our voice. So like for me, if I had my own podcast, it would just be more so like introspective and like with music and things like that, and like witchy, like have like deep conversations.
Yeah.
But first, she bring like more so of like reality TV and like that.
Yeah. Gotcha. So when
we should say it though.
Yeah,
like that's we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's a bit like it's a you guys in having the overlap with each other. That is where your lane kind of lies, rather than it just being like one person. Like you're adding and subtracting elements of the both of you to be essentially like, this is what the show is about here. Like I was having
have like some type of like structure. Like we make sure to put it like on a Google Doc. Like we'll have a segment that goes, okay, we're gonna talk about adulthood on this part, or but still focus on pop culture because that's what most people listen to us. But also too, we got to add in Boringham stuff. So
because we want to make sure that like we just not two bobbleheads talking
just about nonsense.
So we try to like make it meaningful. So we do pick something that's like gossipy or like some like entertainment news. Like we do political news and stuff like that. Anything that's like in the highlights or whatnot. We try to like relate it to like normal people and like things in our lives, just so we can be more relatable and so we can connect more and make more sense.
So if there's like a scandal out, we'll be like, well, what would you do if that scandal was about you? And that's how it kind of, well, you've heard it, you'll see. So we kind of bounce it off like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, something to think about, and I gotta bang around in the noggin who I would bring on if I were to co-host with anybody. But I don't know. I've been enjoying it so far. I just want to continue as is, at least for this next little bit, and then see what we grow into. Good question. Thank you. Let's see. One last question. And then we'll kind of wrap it up. I really appreciate your guys' time. It's so fun to get to talk to you and not just listen to you. What's in the future for Boringham? What do you kind of it's funny too, because it's kind of in the same vein as what you've asked me. But what's in the future? Do you we talked about it a little bit in before we started recording, but I would love to hear that from you now.
Personally, me, I would love to start doing like events, like Boringham pop-ups, maybe.
Yeah.
Like have like little mixers, like with a bunch of like influencers or people that do, just any type of creative, like mixers or something like that, and just get to doing like stuff on YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
I think that'll blow up, do good for us.
Yeah, same. I think just making sure that I want to do video more. I think because it connects with people more in this,
for sure.
But I want to just make sure that we moving forward, we are having like meaningful conversations and like
structure
and like storytelling and whatnot. So actually like following people that like we had on the podcast previously. So like Steve-O, and just showing the progression of that, and then like just kind of like having more highlights of just that type of lifestyle of like being an artist and whatnot in Birmingham. Just so making more meaningful content, making more. I think moving. I guess in the near future we're gonna do like YouTube videos. So we're gonna do like reactions, not reactions, but like reviews and just like downs like about shows, about like I guess reality shows.
People love to listen and look at something. More than just listen to it. It's just what it is. Yeah. I'm like seeing you one day. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I'm trying to figure out a way to put Subway Surfers like on the have you seen like that? Oh, like where it's like the ADHD babies, like they'll just put like, it'll be like some video they're talking about like some kind of murder or something, and then they just have like B-roll of like Subway Surfers or some other like iPhone game that they have like paired up. Like I don't know, I see it on like my TikTok sometimes. I'm like, why is this I find myself like looking at it still. It's like I'm like I like it for some reason. It's like kind of pleasing to my brain to like be looking at something different and then like what I'm like listening to. I don't know, but a lot of people have started to kind of focus in on it and like make fun of it. I don't know if you've seen that like on your Instagrams and TikToks and stuff.
I see it every day in my brain.
Oh
my God.
That's perfect.
Right from the source. Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, do you guys have any closing out thoughts before we wrap up?
Thank you for having us. This was great. I'm gonna let you shout out everything though.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like good at that.
Nice, good deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us on the show. Like this was really fun. Wish it could be a little bit longer.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. We kind of nervous at first, but for what? It was really
it was very chill.
Yeah, absolutely.
But make sure to follow us on our social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram at Boringham_podcast. And also you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and I think even iHeartRadio.
Wow. Didn't know I was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know who listening over there. I ain't looking at
that. That's great. So after this, follow up and send me the links for everything, and I'll get it like in the description for like the Instagram post and the Spotify upload as well.
Yeah. And when we start back interviewing people, we would love to have you on too.
I'd love to be a part of it. That's all. I'd be really flattered.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. This is going to close out the 5th episode of When I Was Your Age. I've been your host, Roland Parker. Big thank you to Darnecia and Paul. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been such an awesome time getting to talk to you guys and learn a little bit more about Boringham and yourselves. And I hope to see you guys soon.
Bye.
Before we exit out, let's take a little picture.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I get kind of
nervous.
You're good.
No, I get kind of old when I have to like deal with technology.
So now, which one is zooming in?
Yeah. I mean, I said Sam because I feel like Sam is so old too.
Okay, so there you go. One. Okay, great.
Thank you again.
I don't know why I threw this up. I'm not usually a big like peace sign person, but I felt like
right.
It's the default.
Yeah, it's a good one for that. All right. Well, I appreciate everything, guys, and we'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Okay. Bye.
Farewell.